After a long wait, we are finally here at Bengaluru's IKEA today. This is their biggest store in India. 27% of the products produced in this store are locally produced, and they plan to add even more in the coming months. The store currently employs around 1,000 people and plans to add even more in the coming months. From children's play area to Sweden food, you have a lot more inside the store, so let's take you inside. Thank you so much, Susan, for talking to Moneycontrol today. We are finally here at the Bangalore IKEA store here. So tell me, what took you so long to come to Bangalore?
This is a big project. It's a big store. It takes a bit of time to get everything right and to be ready to meet the many Bangaloreans. So yes, it took some time, but it was worth it, don't you think?
Yes, of course. Tell us something more about the store. What is different from Hyderabad and Mumbai?
Yes, it is first of all the biggest store so far in India with 4.6 lakh square feet. It's a store where we have learned from the first and the second store. I think the location is wonderful, just close to metro, so it makes it easy and sustainable to come here with the metro. And I think it's a wonderful store.
Susan, you mentioned that you've taken lessons from the Hyderabad and Mumbai stores. Mm-hmm. What kind of lessons? Have you tweaked the products maybe, or in terms of sourcing or something? If you could elaborate a little more on that.
The product range is the same across the markets in India, and also to a very large extent across all IKEA stores. What we adjust is the solutions. So for example, adjusting the inspiration rooms to the local market and how houses and apartments are constructed. So the kitchen size or how the bedroom normally looks like. Yeah. And then you can see it and recognize it and think, oh, this is maybe something for me. So we have learned to become more relevant. We have learned more and more about India and how the Indians live.
You're also locally sourcing a lot of your products and the designs. Could you elaborate on that? What kind of categories would you be looking at that you would be sourcing here in terms? And you also export a lot of Indian designs. Yeah. Could you elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah. So as I have a background, previous times I worked in India as a sourcing manager. So the core is the textile, which has always been very strong in India, and the carpets, and then many home furnishing accessories. So now we are expanding the categories, contributing to with partners developing the industry. We have sourcing the sourcing organization here. So gradually we want to increase the local sourcing long term up to 50% from the 25-27 where we are right now.
Which are the more popular categories in India that you've seen so far?
From a customer point of view, I would say the bedroom. People love to make the bedroom more functional and beautiful and organized. And then workspaces, as it has become a trend that people work, study, also from home. But also the living room, of course, the place where you meet and you socialize, which you do so much in India.
Yes. Also, you know, in the last few months, there's been a lot of rising inflation, which we've seen, and a lot of macro factors which has affected the economy. Has IKEA seen an impact over the last few months in India?
Yeah, no, everyone is impacted by what has happened in the world the last years with the beginning of the pandemic, and then we have disruptions because of war and everything that has been connected to this. So yes, we are seeing a lot of pressure on prices, on costs, and we are trying to absorb, and we are also adjusting our prices where we can to keep a good balance between the affordability and the margins we have.
Okay, would you be tweaking a little more on the pricing side? Would you be bringing that down a little more?
Of course we want to bring it down. We try all the time to become more affordable but we also need to see what we can do,
Yes.
and in the balance of affordability and profitability.
Susan, you also mentioned earlier that you would be investing 3,000 crore in Karnataka. Could you elaborate a little more on those plans? What kind of investments are you looking at in the state?
So this is the big store and the first store, and that's a big investment. Then we look at how can we open more custom meeting points, maybe smaller formats, and over time also more of fulfillment from this state. So all can go under this 3,000 crore investments that we have committed to this state.
Okay. And you also mentioned the Delhi NCR store. Do you have any timeline in mind when you would be rolling out that store?
It's progressing well. It's big projects and it's connected to centers. So we will have IKEA stores in the centers. That makes these projects more long term. So it's a couple of years down the line.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Susan, for talking to us
Nice
today.
meeting you.
Amid the rising inflation and muted consumer sentiments, when online and offline retailers are taking a hit, it remains to be seen if Bengaluru's IKEA store will see the same excitement as Hyderabad's and Mumbai's. Sangamitra here from Moneycontrol.